been a development on Dorgu, I'm hearing, Michael.
Yeah, I think it's the ramp up now, Mike, because the answer is it simply has to. We do have an update, and it's from our colleagues Sky in Italy. This afternoon, a meeting was held in Milan of Dorgu, representatives from Lecce and Matt Hargreaves, the director of football negotiations at Manchester United. But we're just getting this through. The outcome of that meeting is that United more than 25.4 million plus 4.2 million in bonuses in their offer for the left back. Under those conditions, Lecce would prefer not to give him away now, keep him until June, or sell him now but keep him in the squad until the end of the season. That sounds to me like it could become a saga.
So yeah, with add-ons, that's 35 million euros. And as we said earlier, if it's 40 million euros, suddenly then Lecce are listening. So, you know, the ball's in your court, Manchester United.
Yeah. What do you make of what's going on with Amrin being so outspoken about his squad? Is he actually saying to the board, get these players out, get me some new ones in, and this is one of the ones I want?
Yeah, I mean, his comments the other day about being the worst squad was maybe a bit harsh, in my opinion.
What was he doing? Who was he talking to?
Potentially, I think it was a message maybe to the board, maybe to the players a little bit. There's always, sometimes with coaches, there's always little hidden messages in what they're trying to get, and maybe trying to get a reaction out of the Man United players. So I don't think he did it in a malicious way. I think he was just more trying to get a reaction. But Dorgu definitely looks a player that would suit into his style, especially in the wing-back type role. He's very quick, he's very dynamic. So with Malaysia not getting any game time and players like that, so I think he could potentially be a good signing for him.
Okay, we've done throughout the window. We're going to start with Manchester United. Jamie, developments in the Marcus Rashford story. Tell us.
And as we've done throughout the window, we're going to talk about Marcus Rashford, the gift that keeps on giving. As we revealed last week, his preference is to join Barcelona, but that is complicated. We've already seen with the Dani Olmo saga that they need to create space for his salary with outgoings. They've not formalised any interest yet. Borussia Dortmund, meanwhile, have engaged Manchester United over terms of a loan deal in case they proceed with that move for him. The AC Milan thing looks like it's gone quiet now. AC Milan's focus is on getting Kyle Walker through the door, so it looks as if they've turned their focus away from Marcus Rashford. But I think everything is still on the table, Bridgie, and perhaps even we could see Marcus Rashford stay and try to fight for his place at Old Trafford, even though I think most of us would agree that perhaps the ship has sailed. It's the end of the road for those two parties and they're both going separate ways. I think it's perhaps still on the table.
Absolutely, yeah. I think the key is all options are still on the table, and this could maybe go into the final week of the window. We've got 13 days to go. It's a bit more extended than usual. It's usually January 31st, but it's February the 3rd, everyone. This time, February the 3rd. It's a manic Monday, potentially. And will it be a manic Monday for Marcus Rashford? As Jamie said, you know, there are options. Borussia Dortmund mentioned. Then we said to you last night that Erik ten Hag was linked with the Borussia Dortmund job. Wow, wouldn't that be a story? But another option is actually to stay at Manchester United. Wow, I still can't get over the post-match press.
Right about it. And on paper, in the papers, on paper, this is a transfer that sort of makes sense. A potential swap deal, dramatic swap deal, shock swap deal, call it what you want, between Victor Osimhen and Marcus Rashford. Victor Osimhen out of favour at Napoli. He's on loan at Galatasaray at the moment. Antonio Conte doesn't want him at Napoli. Marcus Rashford, we know his situation at Manchester United as well. I've spoken about it a lot. So on paper, it would make sense for the two of them just to do a swap. It's obviously not as easy to just do that. But Marcus Rashford has rejected bids from Saudi Arabia because he wants to win back his England place. So a move to another big European league, Serie A, obviously, would give him the chance to do that, a platform to do that. And Antonio Conte is keen on Marcus Rashford. So we'll see whether that might be something that happens. But I think you're going to get a lot of this over the course of January, these sort of wild fantasy sort of transfer deals, which they might be able to pull off, but they might not. But on paper,
Deals are very rare,
very hard to do. But you know, who knows? We'll see. We'll watch this space.
Okay, well, we're going red to blue. Staying with Manchester, though, the Mirror, like a lot of papers, have got some quotes from Rodri this morning.
Yeah, so he has given an interview to a Spanish newspaper talking about, hopefully, in his case, returning before the end of the season, which, as I said earlier, will be music to the ears of Manchester City fans, because, my goodness, haven't they struggled without him, like a lot of people, I think, predicted they probably would. Maybe not to the extent that people predicted they would. This is quite funny, because, as I said, it's a Spanish interview, so maybe something's been lost in translation, but this quote: "We are in a critical situation at City. It is a time when the team has to be united." I think the one thing that City don't need to be is United at the moment. You don't want to take anything out of their book at the moment. He says you have to pick yourself up. The good thing is that there's always room for improvement over the season. And as regards his own situation, my idea is to come back earlier. I'm a person who recovers well, a person with a positive mentality. So look, they're still obviously fighting on lots of different fronts. Manchester City, they will be favourites come the end of the season if they can get their house in order.